interesting sort of description of the day by Vikram, and I, 2 points really attracted my attention. One was you listed a few mundane activities, and the second was email. And then there were a lot of other important activities. To me, just doing two activities, mundane and email, doesn't leave any time for the rest of the important activities. That's the reality. Okay, so I'm sure you have already gone through this course, and you know about the product planning, product marketing, what are their KRAs, what are their roles and responsibility. So let me give a slightly different view altogether, which I'm sure there are many engineers here. You understand that better. So let me break it down activities into input, processing, and output. Right, it's a classical thing. So this is what product managers do, and let me try to map this activity. So when I say input, you need to essentially define what the organization is going to do. Right, that's the input. That's where your contribution is, and that's a very loaded word. When I say you need to define what the organization should do, you have to be right in defining what products that organization should do, which means you should be in touch with the market, you should be in touch with the customer, you should be able to understand the need out of the whole, the noise that you listen to as to what is the right thing that is going to benefit customers, buyers, users, and of course it's going to meet, our vision and the goals of the organization. Input also means you write MRD, you define actually what market wants, you write it in such a way, as Gabriel said, in a crisp manner so that the engineering team can take it up and build the right product out of it. So the input part is quite loaded, note that. Processing, this is the process of building the product, right? And here, the product manager cannot go into a shell or a background and go play golf. The engineering team, the project management team, they constantly essentially need to interact with product manager because things change quite often, as we know. Priorities change, the resources situation change, things slip because of various risks, and constantly there is a need of prioritization. And this is something a responsibility of product manager, because a product manager is the one who has the visibility, more of a global visibility, right? And not just for one project or one feature or one product. So during the processing, our role is to constantly be in touch with the team, give any kind of explanation of the market need, what the translation, I would say, is, and look at the priorities. Then let's take it output, right? Either it's a built product or the product that will be eventually built. What do we do with that? And that is, as in the course you would say it's marketing. It's more of outbound activity. It's about you have created value, hopefully, and you want to convey that value to the market. You want to convey it to your customers. You want to convey it to the sales team, right? And that's an important activity too, because you have to start doing it as the product is being built, not that only after the product is built. But sales training is an important activity, and we spend a lot of time doing that. Going to customer, presenting roadmaps as to what we are going to build, and taking their feedback, which helps us, again, in prioritization. So that's more of the outputs. I would like to sort of, I'm just mapping the roles and responsibility to these three, high-level modules, you can say. Talking about how do you measure, the success or failure. Again, the course will tell you a lot of interesting things, more methodical ways of measuring. I would like to give a slightly different approach, more of iceberg approach, and it again depends on your organization. And let me take example of Cisco, specifically the business unit that I'm involved in, I'm part of. We build products which are not shrink wrap products. These are the products which are many times customized by our customers, right? So we focus on building the core product, right? And then we let our customers customize it. Now the organization goal is to build a product and minimize customization, because you can really optimize the resources, right? You can sell, build once and sell often, because the value is building the product, not so much in customization. So I would look at one of the parameters, to define the success or failure, is to, if I take a list of customers and then try to measure what is the delta between what solution we have delivered to the customers versus what we have defined as the product, right? How much of customization the customer demanded. Because this actually, again, it's loaded word, because it reflects a lot on the quality of product management or the product definition. Because if you had defined it right, which meets the customer need, then the data will be smaller. If you have communicated the value of what you have built, then the data is smaller. So looking at just the tip of the iceberg, and if you just look at this delta, you could actually figure out the quality of product management.